What's going on, guys, and welcome to my Descendant build series for the First Descendant. Today we're going over my builds for Jayber.
Commencing turret synchronization operation.
Now, Jayber is the epitome of tech geek. He communicates with technology and uses that to summon specialized turrets to fight by his side. He's basically this game's pet class. He's a non-attribute descendant that uses his attacking and healing turrets to take on the Vulgus. Now, as many of you know, he is the most hated and thus least played character in this game, and I honestly believe it's because his kit really makes no sense. Now, bear with me here a sec. He's a turret descendant, right? But his turrets suck. They do garbage damage, they have mediocre health, and they don't last for shit regardless of how you build them. I've experimented with just about every possible combination, and I've finally found a way to make him not only viable, but also able to dish out quite a lot of damage. First, however, let's go over his kit so you understand what I'm talking about. Jayber's passive ability is called Turret Sync. So whenever you have both turrets out at the same time, you'll get a buff. A 20% increase to both firearm attack and skill power. His first ability, Assault Turret, summons a turret that will attack enemies in range. Enhancing this turret will create a large damage zone circle around the turret that also deals continuous damage to all enemies within it. His second ability is called Medical Turret. This summons a turret that will heal your party as long as they stand within the ring. Enhancing this turret grants a second ring that will taunt enemies over to it. This is great for clustering enemies up for larger attacks and big bada booms. Now, my biggest issue with his turrets is that they do this weird thing when placing them. If the area is blocked by either an enemy or a rock or even your party members, it'll go red, which is fine. The problem is that if you press the button while it's red, it'll go through as if it was placed, even though it wasn't, and that can cause problems while in the thick of it. I think it would be better if it just stayed locked onto your cursor and just not go down until it actually finds a place to go. Instead, it resets itself each time and you have to reactivate it, and this can be very, very frustrating. But it is what it is. Jayber's third ability, Multi-Purpose Gun, summons a unique weapon that causes an explosion at the point of impact, which deals explosive damage. Aiming this blast at one of your turrets will heal it and refresh its duration. This is also how you enhance your turrets, like I mentioned earlier. His fourth ability is called Reactivate. This is where most of his skill damage will come from. This makes your turrets self-destruct, dealing a massive amount of burst damage. Immediately after blowing up your turrets, you're given a buff called Overhaul, indicated by the yellow glow around you. Summoning your turrets again while Overhaul is active will automatically summon them in their enhanced state. So what you want to do is basically a turret death loop. Summon both turrets, then blow them up, and repeat. This is the best way I have found to maximize his damage output. Plus, honestly, it's a lot of fun. Also, big explosions, tons of dead Vulgus. Who doesn't love that? For the transmods, I'll be going over Attacking Compulsion, Medical Compulsion, Immediate Purge Code, and Turret Engineering. For Jayber's first build, you can use either Attacking Compulsion or Medical Compulsion. These two mods are basically his yin and yang. Attacking Compulsion changes his medical turret into a second assault turret, and Medical Compulsion changes his assault turret into a second medical turret. Medical Compulsion also adds an extra 50% defense increase to his passive ability on top of the normal 20% firearm attack and skill power. I personally run Medical Compulsion. Now, I know what you're going to say. Medical turrets for a mobbing build. Oh my god, are you insane? Well, for some reason, the two medical turrets deal a lot more damage when blown up than the two assault turrets do. I like a lot, like 100 million more damage, a lot. I have no clue why, but check it out. The medical turrets outdamage the assault turrets every single time. And what's nice is that you also get heals and a nice defense boost plus the taunt in between self-destructs. So, bonus. You can just throw the healing turrets out, make sure they're enhanced. Enemies will all swarm up against them, so when you blow them up, you're getting maximum damage. The mods for this build are Medical Compulsion, Singular Amplification, Battle of Stamina, Focus on Non-Attribute, Amplification Control, Non-Attribute Amplification, Nimble Fingers, Skill Expansion, Focus on Singular, Multi-Talented, and MP Conversion. Now his second build is the same concept but with a twist. This one uses Immediate Purge Code, which changes his fourth ability. Now when you blow up your turrets, it leaves an AoE on the ground, sort of like Blair's Flame Zone. Not only is the initial burst damage increased over its base version, but the lightning AoE it leaves also deals continuous damage. And the mods for this build are Immediate Purge Code, Focus on Singular, Battle of Stamina, MP Conversion, Maximize Duration, Focus on Non-Attribute, Non-Attribute Amplification, Skill Expansion, Skill Extension, Nimble Fingers, and Multi-Talented. And here is the arcade tuning for those two builds. And you'll want to use the non-attribute cohesion mutant cell. Next up is Jayber's healing build, which can be used for both mobbing and bossing. Note that this is a purely support build, so use only if that is your goal. It uses Medical Compulsion, which, as I stated earlier, changes his assault turret into a second medical turret. The mods for this build are Medical Compulsion, Auto Immunity, Battle of Stamina, Nimble Fingers, Amplification Control, Focus on Non-Attribute, Safe Recovery, Skill Expansion, Focus on Dimension, MP Conversion, and Medical Support. Now for his boss build, you'll want to use Turret Engineering. This mod changes his third ability. Now instead of the multi-purpose gun, he'll just do a quick charge boost to the turrets, which heals them and increases their duration. Same as the gun, only now it's instant, so it doesn't take you out of the action. And the mods for this build are Turret Engineering, Increased Shield, Battle of Stamina, Focus on Dimension, Skill Expansion, Focus on Non-Attribute, Nimble Fingers, Skill Extension, Iron Defense, Non-Attribute Amplification, and MP Conversion. Here is the arcade tuning for those two builds. And you'll want to use the Singular Dimension Tuning Mutant Cell. Now for Jayber, you'll want to use the Singular Reactor while mobbing, preferably one that has cooldown and or cost. You can also use a Dimension Reactor when healing or bossing if you want. For the external components, I use the Enlightened Mage set. This is how I have my inversion reinforcement set up. For the weapons, I use Greg's Reversed Fate, the Last Dagger, and the Restored Relic, depending on what I'm doing. And here are the builds for those. Jayber is definitely an acquired taste, and not everyone is going to like him, but he is a lot of fun to play once you get him down. I absolutely hated him for the longest time. I finally decided to say screw it and just give him a try, and I messed around with so many builds and so many different mods and so many different combinations, and I finally found a build that makes him, like I said, not only viable but genuinely fun to play. Also, he's getting a rebalance in August, so we'll see what they do with him. Hopefully our turret descendant can actually be, well, a turret descendant. Hell, make those damn things fly around, man. That would be awesome. Check out my other Descendant build videos, and please feel free to ask any questions you may have about this build or about Jayber himself. And that's it for this video, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Later.